absolutely. And I think that it starts with feminism and how feminism truly masculinizes women and has thrown off these kinds of masculine feminine polarities between the sexes. The more and more women have trended towards independence, I don't need no man, the less a man is inspired to be chivalrous and take care of women the way that they used to, because we don't need it. So the polarity has shifted, and then added to that, the amount of men that I've dated that have commented that they get snapped at for doing chivalrous things for their dates, like holding the door open or pulling a chair out. Like, now that men are scared to do those things because they don't know how we're going to react. They don't know kind of where we sit. So it's a mess, and we've done it to ourselves.
This makes OnlyFans came out as a subscription-based platform for exclusive content, like video game streaming. You women, and ma'am, I'm not talking about you, the one that stitched, but you women sat here and empowered each other and said, I can sell my body even though it's not actually sexualizing me, and I'm going to sexualize myself, and I'm going to sit here and make $100,000 a month because people are going to subscribe to my page. And that didn't happen. And now it's a mistake because you put your hoo-ha on the internet and now you made $30 a month and now you regret it. OnlyFans did not put up a billboard saying, do this and you're going to make money. You guys saw it as an opportunity and now are upset with yourselves. Notice how OnlyFans wanted to take down adult content because they don't want to be known for that. The girls claiming it's a mistake are the ones that failed at it.
You cannot blame the game that you decided to play as a fully grown adult once you realized you suck at it. Moreover, you knew the rules, how it was supposed to go and work. Don't blame others neither. Do better.
And now you're upset because you can't hide it from future employers.
I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man. Masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? Yeah. And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
Here's a term we should all become familiar with: toxic femininity. If you're a woman listening to this, hear me out before you get your panties in a bunch. Since our society only chooses to focus on toxic masculinity, I'm here to provide you with my list of the top 5 toxic femininity traits. Number 1, utter disdain for men. Usually these are the women that categorize all men with the stereotypical toxic masculinity traits. Here's another shocker, ladies. Just because someone has a Y chromosome does not mean that their only intention is to sleep with you, cheat on you, or traumatize you with their uncontrollable aggression and anti-feminist behavior. Number 2, always trying to outman men. It's funny to me that the same women who want to be equal to men also pray for the downfall of men. Amazing how that works. Ladies, if you spend your entire life trying to prove to men that you can be better than them, you'll attract none of them and kickstart the extinction of the human race. Disrespect for traditional gender roles. I'm going to speak directly to the men with this one. Just because some voices are louder doesn't mean that others don't exist. There are still women out there that believe in and respect traditional gender roles. No accountability. Toxic women bask in oppression and victimhood. It's their go-to excuse whenever they're confronted with irrational behavior. If a woman isn't willing to take accountability and instantly rationalizes her actions with her oppression, you're fighting a losing battle. And lastly, inflated egos. These are the women that have literally no respect for themselves, but feel that because they're a woman, they deserve nothing less than a Wall Street billionaire with a purity ring who agrees with literally everything.
I hear a lot of women being told not to settle. I would definitely tell the men, do not settle.
I want to apologize for believing this lie that I can have it all, that I don't need a man, that children are a burden, that my career is more important than anything, that my bank account can replace a person being a husband for me. I'm so sorry that I was this feminist, that media, movies, songs, influencers were convincing me that I can do everything by myself, and that being feminine and vulnerable was the wrong thing to do, and that I can choose to be masculine when it's a role that I don't want, I'm not qualified for.
Exactly. Not qualified for. A lie has been sold telling women they can become men. This lie is called feminism and has different stage of evolution. Hope a lot of them will come to the stage where they realize what's wrong with that nightmare.
And therefore, I cannot tell men what to do. So I just want to apologize for my part in it, for believing all this BS. And hopefully, we'll do more healing on our end, women, because we're going to bear these children. So we need to get it together. And if I have a boy and I have that mentality, like I would never want to convince my son that he has to, downplay his masculinity to make a woman feel comfortable. Not okay. So I'm just so sorry.
Yeah, I know that just from everything that I see, it just seems so discouraging right now to be a man and to have like accusations just flung at you in every direction in the media. But I feel like there are a lot of us women that are starting to wake up to this, and we're starting to see through the lies of the media. We're smart and we're catching on. This is not going to be a forever thing, I believe, where men are, really thrown away so much. So there are a lot of women who are starting to understand what's going on, and we're leaving this feminist movement, me included. And I believe that, you just have to just believe that if you're looking for a woman who's understanding who's not going to emasculate you, we are out there, and there are a lot of us. You just like Alana was saying, don't settle just because you think they're not out there and that you can't find someone who's going to give you the respect that you deserve. Yeah.
That men and women are basically alike in terms of personality, in terms of cognitive ability, in terms of leadership. But what it did find was that media depictions of men and women as fundamentally different perpetuate misconceptions, as does workplace bias.
Oh God, so it's my... Men and women are broadly similar with regards to aggression, although men tilt a little bit more towards aggression. So that if you picked a random person out of the population, male and female, and you guessed that the male was more aggressive, you'd be right 60% of the time. But if you take the 1 in 100 most aggressive people, they're all male. And that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that, just out of curiosity? What about bricklayers? They're 99% male. And we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons. And that's all hidden under the idea that the reason that men and women make different amounts of money is because of their gender.
So that's going to be the end of our video. Thank you if you have made it this far. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It helps a lot. Feel free to share your thoughts on the topic in the comment section. See you on the next episode.